all have our secrets. One weakness of humans is that we get comfortable hiding things from others. We do so for a number of reasons. Perhaps we don't want others to know our deep, dark secrets, or maybe it's because we feel a sense of entitlement to do what we want to do without dealing with someone's judgmental attitude. When we do what we know is wrong, we want to do it secretly. And sometimes, we simply want our privacy. For whatever reason, good or bad, we all can get really good at hiding things from others. Some people go years harboring secrets before anyone ever finds out. The longer we hide things from others, the more confident we become in believing we can get away with hiding things forever. This is bad enough when we do this with each other. Trust can be destroyed when we hide things we should not be hiding. Perhaps we're involved in a secret sexual sin or a substance abuse habit. Maybe we're gaining our livelihood by breaking the law, or we're skating through school on the work of others. Maybe we're cheating the government on our taxes or misrepresenting our work to our employers. Whatever the secret sin is, it may often start out small enough, but these sins have a way of snowballing. Before we know it, we find ourselves embroiled in things we would have never thought we'd be involved in. This is why secret sins can be so cancerous. It started out so small. "I don't know how it grew to be this bad," is the refrain we often hear when we start down the path of secret sins. And when we begin to test the secret waters with God, our destruction is close at hand. Ecclesiastes tells us, "Because the sentence against an evil deed is not executed speedily, the heart of the children of man is fully set to do evil." When we first sin against God, we are often overcome with guilt. But the more we do it, the harder our hearts become, and the more comfortable we feel that our secret sin is hidden even from God. And the more time that passes, the less our secret sins bother us. We need always to remember that God is not man. We may hide things from our spouse, boss, and even the government. But there is zero chance of God not seeing everything we do secretly. But if you will not do so, behold, you have sinned against the Lord, and be sure your sin will find you out. Our sins will find us out. That should be a sobering thought. Adam and Eve tried to hide from God, but he saw them. Achan tried to hide his sin from God, but God called him out. And the same is true for every sin we try to hide from God. It's not that he will eventually find it out, but God sees it all along as we engage in the secret sin. In Numbers 12, Moses' siblings, Aaron and Miriam, spoke against Moses and elevated themselves equal to him in the eyes of God. This was brought about by a problem they had with their brother's wife. Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses because of the Cushite woman whom he had married, for he had married a Cushite woman. Having this against Moses, they tried to lower his esteem in the eyes of the people. And they said, "Has the Lord indeed spoken only through Moses? Has he not spoken through us also?" And the Lord heard it. As we struggle with secret sins or try to hide things from others, let us remember that nothing is ever really hidden. God knows all. God sees all. God hears all. If we can truly keep this in our minds at all times, it will help us make better choices when Satan whispers in our ears, "Go ahead, no one will ever know." This is perhaps the most destructive advice we can follow. Because even if we can pull the wool over each other's eyes, we cannot pull the wool over God's eyes. Secret sins are only secret to men. They are never secret to God. And the sooner we learn this and live by it, the better off we will be. When King David committed his secret sin with Bathsheba, many people ended up dying as a result of his sins. Bathsheba's husband, their son, and all the men who died in his family, because the sword would never depart from his house on account of this sin. Yet there is always a way out. Nothing is ever too far gone that God is not strong enough to help, if we but seek his help. Read Psalm 51. It is written by a man who was given to secret sin, but reached out to the Lord for help. It is in this psalm that we read, "Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me." Cleansing can be ours as soon as we come to fully understand that when we even speak things in secret, we remember. And the Lord heard it.